She got her wife on her roster, be feeding her pasta and lobster.
I'm getting war flashbacks right now, okay? Like, I don't know how much longer I can listen to this.
Ah, it's too hot, it's too hot.
Oh my god, what? Hey y'all, and by y'all I mean no one, because no one's watching this. It's been a minute. I recorded an entire video and I didn't film an intro, so this is me filming an intro just as I finished filming the outro. Hi, you can call me Merlin Lol, that's not my name, but deal with it. This week's video is me doing a March break reading vlog because I read during March break. But I didn't actually vlog myself reading because I thought that was stupid. I'm not gonna set up my phone to just vlog me reading and turning pages. Also, I read at night usually, and my phone's not on at night because you gotta watch that screen time, guys. It's very important. Turn off your phone at night. Don't scroll until 2 a.m. It's not good for your sleeping habits. I know that's your only free time, but yeah, that's why I don't film at night. Here's me reading and talking about reading. Hey y'all, my room is a mess. That doesn't matter. It's March break. I feel like I already filmed an intro. Well, I will film an intro for this. So I'm just gonna get right into it. I'm working on a little crochet top. So I'm gonna do a little bit of crocheting while I talk. I'm just gonna talk about a couple of the books that I started reading for March break. The first book that I started reading, this one isn't actually a book that I've been reading only in March break because this is technically Monday, this is the first day. But this is Chicken Soup for the Preteen Soul 2. I got this book so many years ago. My mom's friend was getting rid of a bunch of books and this happened to be one of the books that I was given. So I started reading it, I think, in the summertime, like just before school started. And I've gotten about 143 pages far. It's about 300 pages. And I think these are pretty popular books, or at least back in the early 2000s. It's a collection of short stories submitted by regular civilians, and these regular civilians talk about their experiences that are like widely applicable to other people. So a lot of them talk about like growing up, and because it's for the preteen soul, it's a lot about like friendships, dealing with change, maybe there's like a loss that you recently dealt with. So it's kind of a cool book. Another book that I started reading, I've talked about it a bit on my YouTube channel. I'm starting to read Bram Stoker's Dracula. I've gotten about this far, and I actually got an audiobook for it from the library, so I took out the physical copy and the library copy because I'm enjoying the book so far. It's really funny, it's very witty. I really like Jonathan. His POV is very funny and he's such a twink. I don't want to hear anything else. He is a twink. I just find that books that were written so long ago, I have to research how long ago it was written because Bram Stoker was not alive in the 21st century. I'm pretty sure. So I don't know how old it is, but when you read books that were written not recently, they are hard to get through. I'm in grade 12, so I've read Shakespeare and stuff, but usually you have Spark Notes to help you. This, I'm reading raw. I'm reading it for fun. There's no scholars, nothing explaining the plot for me, so it's taking me a long time to read. I took it out like a month ago, and I still have it. So, and it's taking me a while. I'm like just barely reached a quarter of the way through the book. So yeah, I have my audiobook to listen to while I read so that I can keep track of my reading, and it helps it go by a little bit faster while I still retain it. So basically this book is about this man, his name is Jonathan, and he gets called in by Dracula to help him sort out an estate. He was not originally the person that Dracula called in, but his boss was unable to make it, so Jonathan goes in his stead. And once he gets to Dracula's house, which is all the way in like, I think it is Transylvania, he finds out that like peculiar things are happening in Dracula's house, and then eventually he becomes captive and he finds out that Dracula is a vampire, and then so it just kind of follows Jonathan's point of view. But the format of the booking is a collection of diary entries and letters. It's a lot of Jonathan having a one-sided conversation with his peers that he is contacting, it's kind of boring because it's a lot of today this happened and then this happened. I do want to talk about this book on my YouTube channel, a whole video dedicated to Dracula, but it's very boring. I honestly don't know if I'm going to finish it because I love Gothic literature, but this is just, it's kind of boring, I won't lie. And that's really disappointing because I really want to finish it, but the book is due soon and I renewed it like twice, I think. I don't know how many times I've been able to renew it. And there's only so much time in the world, you know, there's so many books to read. I'm not gonna like spend the whole time on Dracula if I'm not enjoying it, you know? So I'm in a bit of a predicament. If you've read the book, then let me know what you think about it. But yeah, that's how it's going so far. I'm at the point in the book where Jonathan escapes Dracula's mansion, and we're going through the storyline. I think her name is Lucy. I can't remember. It's either Lucy or like May or something. But his fiance's point of view. So we're in London now, and it's very boring. I feel so bad. I really want to like this book, but I don't. And then finally, the third book that I'm reading for March break. This one I actually started yesterday. I don't know if you would remember, but on my ranking video, ranking the books I read in 2023, I talked a bit about Firekeeper's Daughter. This is the sequel to Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Boulley. Loving it so far. I'm only about like maybe 30 pages in. I started reading it last night. I read it a little bit this morning during my breakfast. And this is about Donis, the main character from Firekeeper's Daughter. She has two nieces named Pauline and Perry, and this follows the point of view of Perry. They're a pair of twins, and they're also indigenous, but not only are they indigenous, they're also black and indigenous. So there's a little bit more of a bit of an intersectionality within that. I think that's really cool because that's like me. So it follows her point of view where she has to get a summer job because she accidentally crashes her Jeep, and Donis, her aunt, is like, girl, you gotta pay for that, okay? Like, I'm not gonna just pay you, I'm not gonna buy it out for you, you have to get a job. And so I'm at the part where Pauline is getting a job and she kind of hates it, and she's applying for new jobs, and there's kind of a sassy man that she talked to who is also her age. So I think that might be a potential of interest. But out of all the three books, this book is called, I forgot to mention, this book is called Warrior Girl Unearthed. This is Perry, and I'm very excited for this one out of the three books. But yeah, I'll, I guess, check in probably tomorrow because I'm going to be reading these the whole week, and hopefully I'll finish them by the end of the week.
Hey y'all, it's been like 2 days. I forgot to do a check-in, and then I realized I didn't read much yesterday, so I didn't do a check-in yesterday. It's Thursday. I know, time flies. So, wait, is it Thursday? Yes, it is Thursday. It's been a busy week. I was helping my mom move out my grandma, so I basically spent 2 days at my grandma's house packing up boxes, transferring those boxes into my mom's van. So yes, is there a chair behind me? Yes. Am I gonna use it? No. What do you think this is? I have a new tea. My grandma bought me tea. Well, no, she bought tea, but she doesn't like it. So this is, what is it called? Dirty chai, I think. It's called dirty chai, and that's so silly and goofy. It's chai tea mixed with black tea. No. Is it called dirty chai? I don't know. It's dirty something. It has black tea, coffee, and cinnamon, and it smells really good, but it's too hot for me to actually taste. So I'm gonna assume it tastes good. Basically, I'm gonna do a little check-in. I only read Warrior Girl Unearthed. I kind of gave up on Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's due in a couple days, so I think I'm gonna go to the library tomorrow or today. Probably tomorrow because it looks like it's gonna rain today, and it's like 2 p.m. And I haven't read the other book, Chicken Soup for the Preteen Soul, I think it is, because I've been reading Warrior Girl Unearthed. I took off the sleeve for the hardcover just because it gets in the way and I don't want to accidentally ruin it because it's not my book. It's actually my teacher's book, and my teacher was kind enough to lend me the book because my teacher was kind enough to let me borrow it because I read the book for her class, and she was like, hey, you like the book, why don't you get the second one? So I've had this book since before winter break, and it's now March break, so I need to read this. I'm about like just under halfway done. Basically this book is really interesting. I really like it. The first book, Firekeeper's Daughter, was about drug trafficking and like the misuse of drugs in indigenous communities. And this book is about murdered and missing indigenous women, which is really interesting because it's been a pretty hot topic. I think it's been drawn to my attention, especially like in Canada. It's been drawn to our attention a little bit more than it was before. So there was like Red Dress Day and stuff like that. And even the cover has like a red hand on it that I didn't even notice until I was like examining it again. And I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. So it's about murdered and missing indigenous women, and there's also about reparations and returning remains of indigenous ancestors to their families or to their tribes. So basically what would happen was grave diggers and grave robbers would dig indigenous graves, and it's like spiritual because people have spiritual burial practices, and then they would rob the graves, sell the whatever it's in the graves, like the body parts, their clothes, anything that they were buried with. They would sell it either online or in stores, or they would give it to museums for these for basically people to just like gawk at indigenous culture. And it's hard to talk about because I'm not the most knowledgeable about it. I feel like I should do some research, but this book is very informative because they do have like actual books that you could research and read that the main character is reading. Perry's doing an internship for her summer job, and she has to work through this kind of like museum almost. And part of her job at the museum is to do some research about these indigenous bones and artifacts that are being stolen from the graves and sold. And she has to find ways to like get them back. And the warrior girl is a person, one of the only people who her grave was dug up, but her body was kept intact, because usually when they store body parts of indigenous peoples, it's spread apart. So they'll have like a bunch of humeruses, and they'll have a bunch of femurs. Look at me doing my kinesiology class. And so they would all be stuck together, like a bunch of people's different bones. They're all in one spot. However, what you should be doing is holding the whole person together because it's their whole body, right? So she's one of the only people who is fully intact. It's in a museum for like just American people. It's not like an indigenous museum. So basically what Perry wants to do is get the body back to her indigenous community. So I don't know, that was a lot of words, that was a lot of explanations. I like the book so far. It's really interesting. Perry, let's just say she's sassy, she's funny. I like her. Do I have a crush on her? Maybe. What about it? What are you gonna do? It's too hot, it's too hot. The love interest, Eric, he's funny. He's really respectful, actually. I think he's white. He's feeding her pasta and lobster. You know, Perry's black and indigenous. He's a white boy with curly hair and freckles, I think, and blue eyes. She got her a white boy on her roster. Be feeding her pasta and lobster. Anyways, that's all. I'm hoping that I'll be at least halfway done. I probably won't finish this by the end of the break. Maybe by Sunday, but my break officially ends on Friday, and that's tomorrow. So I probably won't be done by tomorrow, but who cares? I'm kind of sad because I read really slow, and I had high hopes of myself to at least get Dracula and Warrior Girl and Earth done. I wasn't thinking about Chicken Soup because I've been doing that since the summertime, but I thought I would get at least these two books done, and then I could do my Dracula video. But I don't know. I've been listening to the audiobook of Dracula, and I'm sort of getting interested in it again. But right now, I just don't care. I don't care. But anyways, I hope I get this done so I can give it back to my teacher, because she's probably been looking for it and probably forgot that she gave it to me and thought she lost it. I feel bad. But anyways, that's all. See you later. Also, this look Also, real quick, I'm gonna watch Hamilton. The one with Lin-Manuel Miranda. That guy pisses me off because he's everywhere and nowhere at the same time. My friends, and by friends I mean two of my friends really love Hamilton, and I want to give you a little update because I think it's stupid, but also not stupid because it's Hamilton, you know? So I want to watch Hamilton, and I will watch Hamilton, and I'll give you evidence of me watching Hamilton. Wait, why is this kind of eating like...
Alexander Hamilton. I'm at your service, sir.
Beatboxing aristocrats. This is where we go as a society.
So you disgust me. I'm a trust fund, baby. You can trust me.
Oh my god, what? Gang me up. Today I touched the grass. I went to the library because one book of mine was due. It was Dracula. I still have a audio copy of it on my phone and I'm listening to it like right now. But I had to return the in-person version. I had to return the physical copy. And I realized that I'm fucking broke. So I'm walking a little bit. Like I was walking home and I decided to like walk a different way because there's quite a few like strips of like stores and like restaurants and stuff, and I was like, okay, I can like apply to some of these. So now I'm just gonna like walk and look at them, see which ones I could potentially apply for. I kind of have it in my mind that I kind of want to work at a restaurant, like a sit down restaurant, just for like the funsies, and also because I feel like in order to achieve maximum humanity and to be a compassionate human being, like you have to do restaurant work at least at one point in your life, you know? And that's not to say that I'm not a compassionate human, but like I feel like I could reach even more compassion, you know? So that's my life. I'm probably gonna DNF Dracula just because it's so fucking boring. I'm listening to it on like 2.8 times speed and it's such a bore, and the fucking voice actor is the same voice actor for George Orwell's 1984, so I'm getting war flashbacks right now, okay? Like I don't know how much longer I can listen to this. Also, for Warrior Girl Unearthed, great book so far. Perry got fired from her position, so she's working for like something else. I can't remember, it's like the police or something, I don't know. It might be for like the tribal council she might be working for, I don't know, but she's working somewhere else. Someone died. I'm not gonna spoil it because I feel like you should read the book and I don't want to spoil it, but someone died. It's giving very much Firekeeper's Daughter. But anyways, it's a good time. Also, Hamilton. Finished watching it yesterday. It kind of sucked, but at the same time it was great.
Oh, so you're lying.
It was a good experience. 7 out of 10. The musical was good. Previous to this, I'd never heard of Alexander, whatever his last name is. So I feel like it was good watching his backstory, I guess. Anyways, that's all. Bye.
Sisters, assemble! Hurry up! Hey! Abby!
I'm watching my comfort movie because
What's up, May?
Dracula does that to a person.
What's with her?
What's with your face?
I love her.
All right, guys.
Wouldn't you rather hang with Dad?
Let's get my flashcards.
Stop, he's such a sweetheart. Like, it's happening.
Toronto! Who knows what's up? You want it?
I want it.
You want it?
I want it.
You want it?
I want it.
Give me 1, 2, 3, 4. Did it on my own.
One of the greatest crimes against humanity to this day is the fact that Quality Street changed their wrappers from being shiny to being dull. What is this? What is this? That's not the Quality Street I know and love. I'm seeking reparations, which is very on theme for this book, and I finished it. Warrior Girl Unearthed. It is now Wednesday, well into the school week, past March break. I've read this book. I finished it on Monday night, but then I was too lazy to film yesterday because I was tired. I have thoughts. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the story. It was a beautiful sequel. I think the story would do well to end here. I'm hoping that Angeline Boulley doesn't continue the series because I feel like it'll be kind of oversaturated almost, I dare say. I don't know where I left off in my other video when I was talking about the book, but it was, sorry, I'm crocheting while I talk because I can't do one thing at a time. Basically, the story did a complete 180. Yes, in the beginning, it was talking about reparations, seeking reparations, talking about returning the warrior girl to the tribe and to the families. But then it became something else. Perry gets transferred out from Cooper, her supervisor's work, because she ends up stealing a basket to return it to her family because it was her great-grandmother's basket, I believe. And she's like, that's mine. Like, you don't have a right to have it because it was given away in return for like medicine or something back in the day. And then the person who took the basket sold it. I won't spoil the story, but the entire plot turns into, like I said, reparations. Perry seeks reparations for her community. She wants to return missing Indigenous bodies and stolen bodies to their community and have them reburied because grave diggers and archaeologists dug up Indigenous people's bodies and did research on them, displayed them, put them in a museum. They want to return it because it's rightfully theirs, and when you unearth a body, you are basically disrupting their spirit. So, you know, they want to do well by their ancestors, and they want to return them and have a burial ceremony. So basically that's the goal of the book. And then I think I also mentioned it before, there's also the themes of missing and murdered Indigenous women, Indigenous people, because, you know, not only Indigenous women go missing, but, you know, a high demographic is women. There's a death in the book, which is quite common. One thing I noticed about Angeline's stories, at least from Firekeeper Girl and Warrior Girl Unearthed, I think those are her only 2 books, her stories are pretty formulaic. I didn't know it was gonna happen, but like when things happened, I wasn't surprised because that's what happened in the first book. However, I recommend this book more than the first book because I just enjoyed it better. I think Perry was a very relatable character. She and her twin are described as like, her sister Pauline is like the perfect girl and Perry's like the delinquent. However, I noticed that Pauline seems to have more issues and character flaws than Perry. Perry is incredibly flawed as a character. However, the things that she does is what people might consider as a delinquent, and then the things that are scandalous, and then the things that Perry does are kind of seen as like a goody two-shoes things because Perry really wants to do right by her ancestors, and Pauline is more focused on other things in life. So I thought that was an interesting contrast. It kind of just shows that like people are more than the stereotypes that people put on them. So I really like that that investigation in the story. But otherwise, I really recommend the book. I don't know if I have much else to say about it that doesn't spoil it.
Hey y'all, I just realized I forgot to film my rating. I rate the book a 4 out of 5 stars.
But imagine how tired we are.
Oh, I forgot my tea. This tea is it's called Touch Organic Apricot White Tea. It's quite yummy. I recommend both Warrior Girl Unearthed and the tea. Regarding the other 2 books that I read, I didn't finish them. I didn't finish reading Dracula. I read Dracula until like the part where Van Helsing comes in, and then my library book was due, so I just didn't read it. And then for Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul, I didn't read very much over the March break at all. So it was mostly just Warrior Girl Unearthed that I read, and that's it. I have a new library book, Song of Achilles. Here she is. I started reading it like 2 days ago. It's pretty good. No, I think I started reading it yesterday or 2 days ago. I have gotten quite a big chunk in there, but I'll probably be talking about this book in a later video. Not anytime soon because I have a couple other videos planned out. But I think that's all. So if you finish all this, thank you for watching and good job, because this is boring. Like, this is probably one of the most boring videos I've filmed, so if you find it interesting, then good job. I'll try to make it more interesting through my edits, but I don't foresee a way where I can make this interesting because I'm not cracking jokes, I'm not saying anything world-shattering, I'm just talking about books. I mean, I always talk about books, but like I'm talking about books in the process of reading it, so it's not like I know what's happening. Thank you so much for watching. Smash that like button, leave a comment, as the YouTubers say. Hit the bell notification. I'm kidding. I will see you later.